Hey, I wanted to give you a closer look at these Vivtone hearing aids. So feel free to check out my other video that I did with my mom who wore these around for a few days, and you can get her perspective on using them. I did want to do a separate video though that's actually showing you a little closer look at the product just so you can see those. So you can tell how charged it is. Right now it's still fully charged, and she's been using these for like 2 days. So not all day, but while we've been out in public, which has been a good majority of the day, and it still has a full charge. So it only took, I would say, a couple hours to charge, and it says there's a 30-hour charge time on them. I didn't count how many hours we've been using them, but it was a lot, and you can see it's still full. So really happy with that. This is what it looks like inside. You do need to make sure they're labeled right and left, and you can also see there, I don't know if you can see with the light, right and left, so that you know which side to put it in, because that is how you charge them. You can see the little charging contacts right there, and they're down, I don't know if you can see them down in there. So it does matter what side you put them on. But nice little case there. And then here you have, they're also labeled on the hearing aid itself. Hard to see on the video, but right and left. And they're also color coded. So that should help you kind of see. But anyway, it came also with some different size things, different little ear size things. And so my mom actually found that their two different sizes worked in different ears. And that might be due to the fact that she has a lot more severe, her hearing loss on her right side is very severe. On her left side is mild to moderate. And so it could just be a difference in her ear shapes, a difference in how that was fitting. I don't know, but you can kind of mix and match and find the sizes that work for you. And so this one is the size, the smaller one that was right out of the box, and that one worked for her on her right ear. So as always, I do like to show you the materials that it comes with as I talk about it. So feel free to pause. I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but you may pause if you would like to read any of the materials. And it's pretty straightforward to use. My mom is 68. She is in the boomer generation, and so tech savvy stuff is maybe not her forte. I do try to help her with stuff where I can, but this was very easy out of the box, and it was pretty intuitive as far as her learning how to use it. Didn't take her very long at all. And I'm going to show you a little more about that, but again, feel free to pause if you'd like to read any of those materials. Additional things it came with, aside from the little tips, is a little cleaning brush. So you can use this little cleaning brush if you want. And a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. I haven't opened this one because we already have a million of these at my house. And then it also came with some helpful tips and things like that. So that's so you can just see everything that was in the box that it came with. So overall, we were really impressed with these. My mom has hearing aids from a large box store supplier that probably a lot of you, if you're watching this, have hearing aids from. And those are actual hearing aids. The difference between a hearing aid and this is more of an amplifier. A hearing aid is something that a doctor is going to give you a test and test which frequencies you actually have a hearing deficit in and match your hearing amplification to those lost frequencies. These, on the other hand, aren't calibrated to certain frequencies. It just amplifies everything. So because of that, they've done a good job at giving you a huge range of volume and stuff like that. So you can see here, I'm going to try to, you have an up and down. And so it's really easy. I actually tried them on too. It's really easy to reach back and feel that little lever and adjust it up and down. And you do get some beeps when you get all the way to the top of the range and all the way down. You have to click a lot. So there is actually quite a good range on the volume there. And in addition to that, you have 3 modes. So you have the first mode, which you'll hear one beat, you long press the button. I think either button actually to change the mode. Instead of short pressing to change the volume, you long press and hold and you'll hear like a doot for mode 1, which is normal room noise. You would use it in a situation like I'm in right now, conversationally. The second mode, which you'll hear doot doot when you get to it, is for a noisy environment. So think maybe an airplane, a restaurant, out in public, in places where there's a little more general din to the noise around. And that's going to help you kind of isolate who you're talking to. And then the third one is actually for tinnitus, which my mom didn't use that mode because she does not have tinnitus. I do have an uncle who suffers severely from it though. And people like that would benefit from that, where there's actually a white noise element in the background that's going to relieve some of that tinnitus, and then also help amplify the volume, the noises that you're actually wanting to hear. So hopefully that helps. This guy kind of sits just right on the inside of your ear to help it stabilize. and you really don't see much of it because the silver part sits behind your ear, and then this is inside your ear. So all you're seeing is this little clear tube. And in fact, my dad, when we tried these on my mom, didn't even notice that she was wearing them, and he is a pretty observant guy. So it's really subtle, which is nice, and quite powerful. She actually, even in her severe deficit ear, she ended up having to turn it down just a little bit, though she did keep that volume a lot higher than her left ear, where her hearing is not as impaired. So hopefully that helps you get kind of a feel of this product. Like I said, there's not a lot to changing it. It's really, you have these buttons are it, and there's up and down for up, changing the volume up and down. You short press either one to change that volume, and you long press to change the mode between the three modes. And the modes are indicated by 1 do, 2 do do, or 3 do do do. The number of beeps is the mode that you're on, which is wonderful. And you can go back and reference the materials if you'd like to see more about those modes. But overall, this was really, we were very impressed with it. Hearing aids really, especially kind of maybe over-the-counter ones, really can range in their quality. My mom has had hearing problems for a number of years now, and so she's had experience with different devices trying to, relieve that impairment a little bit. And these were really about as good as any, to include prescription ones. So overall, we were really happy with it. Please, if you want to hear from my mom directly, though I did try these on myself, but of course it's going to mean more to you coming from somebody who really has a hearing impairment. Please feel free to go check out my other video on this product where she and I talk about her experience with it, and actually my experience too, being somebody that she's talking to and having to repeat myself all the time. So I wasn't having to do that with these. So overall, really impressed with these. I did want to try them. So I did reach out to the company for a free product in exchange for an honest review. So full disclosure, I am an Amazon associate. I do earn from qualifying purchases, but to keep it honest, I like to just tell you our experience with it and show you the product. And hopefully that helps you decide if it's for you. But this was really one that, that caught me off guard with its quality. So hopefully that helps you decide if this is also for you or your loved one.